Hello and welcome back to another classic WoW video. Today we are covering 8 mage-specific AoE farms that can yield quite the decent gold per hour. Mages have a unique ability to pull a ton of mobs in one pull, for them to ice block, frost nova and blizzard the enemies to death. By doing this, they can get way more kills per hour than any other class, and this is what we're taking advantage of in these farms. More kills per hour means more steady gold and even more chances of obtaining rare items and world drops like epic items. I will not rank the farms in any specific order because different items sell for different amounts of gold on different realms, and it's all based on your server's economy, supply and demand. That being said, this video is supposed to show you farms that are great for several unique reasons. Some farms might focus more on vendor items, some might focus more on quest items that you can sell or take advantage of, and some might take advantage of farming for items to put on the auction house. My goal is to always give people several ideas of where they can farm, as well as give people farms that might be interesting for everyone, so some people might want to go for vendor farms, others for RNG farms, and that's totally fine. Before we get into the video itself, I would like to say that I did get some help from a friendly person on my Discord server who also uploads the YouTube videos, and I'll link his channel in the description. His name is Suko the Mage. I'm also using some of his video footage for this video, with his permission of course. If any of you want to help me out with a future video, if you just want to chat with me whenever I'm not on YouTube or on Twitch, you can join my Discord channel, which is linked in the description. It's also a great place to make friends, as it's a rapidly growing gold making community, and it's also where I share my secrets before I make videos about them on YouTube. So if you want to take advantage of a gold making method before the public knows about it, Discord is where you want to be. With that being said, I think it's about time we check out the farms. The first farm we're going to look at today is Zul'Farrak, and it's a really good Mage AoE farm. If you do this optimally, you can reach 40 to 50 and maybe even 60 gold per hour, and I can say this because server economy does not have much to do with this farm. Most of your gold will come from looting the mobs in form of raw silver and also vendor items. So this is probably the best farm out there, where you can get raw gold per hour and you can also get lucky and find some items worth auctioning, plus you'll get a lot of mage weave. Another huge bonus with this farm is that it's instanced, so there will be no competition from mobs whatsoever, and the only thing that will limit you is the fact that you can only run 5 dungeon resets per hour. So if you start killing them too fast, you might have to do some extra runs or extra mobs, but this shouldn't be an issue unless you're incredibly well geared. In the video you can see Suko goes with the usual Blizzard plus Frost Nova method, but I can tell you from a friend's experience, Arcane Explosion plus Cone of Cold is better for DPS, but it might also be a more risky on mana usage, so just do whatever you're most comfortable with and have the most experience AoE farming with. To make this method easier for yourself, you should also start the boss encounter as shown in this video, to make the boss hostile, which will make the zombies you pull run towards the boss, reducing your damage taken, and making the mobs easier to gather, which makes it pretty easy for your Frost Nova to hit them. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward, you pull mobs and you AoE them down. Farm number 2 is Marauder Elemental Earth Farming. These are the earth elementals you'll find patrolling from the waterfall to Princess, so it's perfect if you're doing Princess runs or farming ghost mushrooms or mining in Marauder anyway. It's also great because you can kill tons of earth elementals per hour, and there is no competition for these mobs because once again it's inside a dungeon. The item you're looking for here is the Essence of Earth, which are 15 gold each right now in Firemaw, and you can realistically expect 3 to 4 of these per hour from this type of farm if you pull it off correctly, which gives you 45 to 60 gold per hour from this farm. Next up we have the Mage AoE Farming Karazhan Crypts in the Deadwind Pass. This is a pretty good open world AoE farm, and it's lesser known and less populated one, because it has no really good drops. However, by being a mage you can AoE pull a ton of these unliving residents, which gives you a lot of vendor drops, and you have the chance of obtaining uncommon, rare and epic world drops as well. One item you'll obtain is the Eye Core of Undeath, which might be worth auctioning, and you'll receive roughly 5 to 10 of those per hour. You'll also receive a ton of rune cloth, which might end up giving you a couple of extra gold per hour, but most of your gold will come from the raw silver you loot from the mobs, plus the grey and green items you vendor. A rough estimated gold per hour from this farm I would say is around 40 gold per hour. Another great farm for mages is the Pirates in Tanaris. This is an obvious mage farm that a lot of mages know about because these pirates drop a lot of good stuff. There are a ton of them here, so respawns should not be a problem unless there's a ton of people here. They're humanoids, so they drop cloth, they grant reputation towards a reputation that some people might care about, and yeah, there's just a ton of benefit from grinding here. An added benefit is the treasure map fragments, which I very recently included in my secret gold farms in Classic WoW video, and this is where you obtain them. Basically, you have the top, lower and middle fragments, so 3 fragments which you combine into a treasure map, which makes you travel all the way south and you find 2 random green items as the treasure. Basically, you can fill your banks with treasure maps and convert each map into 2 random green items, which you can turn into green weapons, which vendor for 2 to 3 gold each, making you tons of gold. One thing to consider when grinding the pirates in Tanaris is that Tanaris is a very popular questing zone for both factions, and both factions have quests down here killing these pirates. So you might meet people trying to quest, which means you'll have to compete for mob tags. Other than that, this is a pretty smooth and easy farm. Not the best one out there, but it's good when you think about the fact that it's a level 40 farm, and if you utilize the treasure map fragments, you can probably reach 30 gold per hour farming here as a mage. Farm number 5 is Stratholme AoE Poles. This one is quite risky, but it's doable, but requires a little bit of gear and skill when it comes to AoE pulling. However, if you can pull this off, the opportunities are endless and you will get a ton of items worth auctioning and vendoring from this farm. You can easily reach 50 gold per hour from this steady, and with the added opportunity of world drops on top of that as well. A very big benefit to this farm is that it is instanced, and therefore there will be no competition for mobs at all, and you can basically grind all you want as long as you don't hit the dungeon reset cap of 5 dungeons per hour. The video from this exact farm was taken from Gracious, who you can find on Twitch under the same name as his YouTube channel, or you can find the link in the description. Just to mention it, he does use the thorium grenades in these pulls, and doing so might be expensive, but might also be a necessity for these types of pulls in this dungeon. It might be an idea to go down on the amount of mobs you pull just for safety reasons, but just test it out for yourself and see if it's actually doable. Next up we have the farmsteads in the Eastern Plague lands. This is where a lot of mages used to grind mobs for leveling in their early 50s, because the mobs are very easy to kill because of their low health and defense values. Additionally, they drop cloth, and because you can kill a ton of mobs per hour, you have a decent chance at getting world drop epics, which you can sell for a lot of gold. Additionally, you can get some decently high valued green items if you're lucky, and you get the right stats on them, like attack power, healing power, frost spell damage, and shadow spell damage. I feel like this farm might be overpopulated both by max level mages and mages who are leveling, because it is so easy to do, and while it may not offer the highest rewards possible, the reward to efficiency levels are quite high. I'd say your estimated gold per hour here is 30 to 35 gold in loot and vendor value, and greens or world epics will add to your gold per hour on top of that. Another great farm for mages is the air and earth elementals northwest in Silithus. The main items you're looking for here are the essence of air and essence of earth. However, you also get any other loot that air and earth elementals drop, and you have the chance of obtaining random world drops as well. Note that the footage here is used from a boss invasion with extra spawns. This is not the amount of mobs you should expect on a regular pull. For exact number of mobs, I would advise you to check out my Great Gold Farms in Classic WoW video, where I show footage of me farming this as a hunter, or just go here and try it out for yourself. The reason I chose this video footage was because it was the best quality mage point of view I could find out there. This is a very popular farm because there are a ton of elementals close together allowing AoE pulls, and the rewards from them are quite insane. If you can get both locations for yourself, you can most likely beat any other gold farm out there, if you don't have very bad RNG on the essence drops. Essence of Air and Essence of Earth are between 15 and 20 gold each on my server, and you can easily get 2 of each per hour if you have the entire place to yourself, meaning close to 60 gold per hour just from the essences with regular RNG. but the chances of you having the entire place to yourself is very low, due to this being a very popular farm for every class and every level 60 out there. Silithus itself is also quite a popular zone due to its mining nodes and different herb spawns, and especially due to Black Lotus. People who are running around mining and herbing might contest this farming spot as well if they see you're alone here, so basically there will always be people running around Silithus, and if they see this spot not being overfarmed, they will farm it themselves. However, if you're on a low populated server, or you can play at weird hours, or every other mage on your server is busy doing Sulfarak, you can farm here. Farm number 8 takes place in Hearthglen. The mobs you will kill here are elite mobs, and therefore you need to be extra careful with how many you pull here. In the footage you see 2 level 55 mages duo it for leveling purposes. You can also duo it for gold farming if you really want to, but I would advise just soloing it for higher efficiency, plus mages really excels at solo AoE farming. Make sure you kill any casters or bosses first if there are any, then just pull however many you think you can survive pulling. This is a really good open world farm, but once again it's one of those really popular ones, especially for mages, so odds are you'll meet another mage here. Other classes can also farm these, but at a lower efficiency. On top of all this, we now also have Dire Maul, where mages can farm quite a few different types of mobs. Both AoE farm and kite farming tactics are viable there. I imagine especially leisure farming will be a great gold making method, as well as the hyenas if their loot table is good enough. However, my mage is nowhere near level 60 yet, so I think it's safe to say I'll mostly focus on gold farming as a hunter in Dire Maul, at least for a while. Keep your eye on different mage streamers like Student Albatross or Frostadamus, as I'm sure both of them will try out Dire Maul gold farming as a mage. Additionally, you also have Frostlive on YouTube and Suko the Mage, who might make content on Dire Maul gold farming. I'll leave links to all of these different content creators in the description. So there you have it, my top 8 Mage AoE farms in Classic WoW. I was going to make this into a top 10 video, but since I'm not a mage main myself, I found it a bit difficult to look for farms, since I couldn't test out various places myself before I level my mage to 60, so I had to rely on the testing and footage from others, which made it a bit more difficult. Regardless, these are the 8 farms that I would consider to be the best mage farms out there, and I guess with the Dire Maul spots it did technically become 9 or 10 farms, so I guess we did it. I wanted to thank each and every content creator that I have stolen footage from in this video for their great recordings. I have listed each video in the description, so you should go check them out if you want to follow their content. I tried to keep it a mix of both dungeon and open world farms, since I know some people prefer dungeon farming because of no competition, while others prefer open world farming for whatever other reason, so I wanted to make a video suitable for everyone. I am going to make videos similar to this one for other classes in the future, so if you know a lot about your class and you want to help me out, reach out to me on Discord. And if you know any other great Mage AoE farm locations you want to share with us, let us know in the comments down below. I do hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you found it helpful. If you did in fact like the video, make sure you smash that like button, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe and click that bell button for more updates. With that being said, I thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.